I'm going to do an insight video today, and I've been thinking over the last couple of days. I've been having a lot of thoughts around like consciousness and key like streams of consciousness, and looking at sort of like reality and looking at many paths, and they all lead to like sort of like oneness and the reality of oneness. And I was thinking about this you listen to lots of different sort of like beings talking about different sort of like paths and different realities. Like I was listening to like Diana Cooper the other day, and I was listening to a guy called Tim Wilde, and I was listening to both of them, and they're walking their own path, but they're also walking a path where they're bringing a level of consciousness in, and there's many different levels of consciousness that are integrating within this reality now. And I feel very strongly, like as I start to connect into this and connect into like the collectives and beings that are working with us, there's many different paths and there's many different sort of like conscious realities that are manifesting within this planet, or this level of existence. And this seems to be going on for many of us. And I was also going for my own review, and I was reviewing my own sort of like shifting consciousness and shifting reality as I was starting to move through and integrating this within my consciousness, within my experience. It's like when I first started, like there's many times that I was connected to sort of like when I first started doing these kind of insights. I started a group called Atlantis Reclaimed, and it was like Atlantis was like the starting point of like spiritual sort of evolution or spiritual consciousness, where we're starting to look at Atlantis and looking at this time, this age, and looking at how the vibrations, the sort of like reality of that time, where it was in harmony, it was integrated, it was sort of like in oneness and union with source energy, and how that started off. And then I was looking at the next evolution, where I was into angels, and I was very much sort of like connecting to angels, doing angel readings, all those kind of things. And then I was, next step is like stepping of evolution again, where it's relating to sort of crystals and crystal healing and coaching and things like that. And all of these are shifts in like evolution. These are shifts in like consciousness, they're shifts in awareness. And it made me think, is like the place I'm at now is very much around like conscious and creation, like pure creation and consciousness, and how this sort of like moves through you, as you, and for you. And it's sort of like, but also that I'm this channel now, and I'm opening up more and more to my channel as I start to use start to integrate this wisdom and this insight. But all of this comes from me, because this like creation is like I am creation and creation is you, in that sense. Or creation is happening, but you are creation. And it's this understanding as I start to shift in consciousness and awareness. And this is the same for all of us as we're going through this kind of review within our own sort of like evolution. This is going on for many beings, but it's also part of the path of what's happening on this planet at the moment, where there's many beings with many different sort of consciousness, levels of consciousness that these beings are working with. So you've got like ascended masters, you've got angels. That's another pathway. Next sort of pathway that I started to explore was universal laws and ascended masters. And that was another stream of consciousness. But all these streams of consciousness are also vibrating within this experience, within this plane existence at the moment. So what I'm really, the point of making this sort of insight or talking about this is that there's many different paths to oneness or union with source expression, because source expression is this infinite expression of many different vibrations and frequencies. So whatever path you're on is that there's a level of consciousness that you're sort of moving through and integrating within your reality, within your experience, and then that leads on to open a door to another level of consciousness. And consciousness in creation, like I've said before many times in this, is ever evolving, it's ever expanding. There is no sort of like beginning and there's no end. It's just a constant flow where it keeps expanding, it keeps opening. And this is what's happening for many of us at the moment. So wherever you are in your reality or your experience, you're moving through or moving to like a new opening, a new expression. And this is what the soul's bringing. The soul, when we're awakening to the soul, we're awakening to the expression of the soul, the infinite sort of wisdom, the infinite potential that's available, and it's all available in the here and now, in right now, because creation is this eternal moment. It's this eternal moment that we've all got access to, and we've got access to it all the time. And this is why when you start looking at things like the ascended masters, universal laws like perpetual transmutation, which is talking about alchemy and creation, is talking about here now. You have a choice to express and be open. But the main thing that sort of like I'm feeling at the moment is like I was having some feelings over the weekend, and I'm seeing this like white light. It's sort of like white light of creation, but it's like pure creation and consciousness as one. And when you open to it, you open to this potential, this infinite potential, and it's not about getting anywhere. It's not about achieving anything. It's just about being open to it, being open to this infinite expansion of potential that's available. And it's about just sort of living or integrating within that moment, that eternal moment of expression, and allowing whatever needs to come through comes through. And this is where you start to become this open channel, where you start to open up as a channel and allow this your energy to expand, and your consciousness to open up to creation, open up to the infinite realities and dimensions that are available, and the infinite sort of information and wisdom and insight that's coming through from these many different realities. And also the key thing is that we shift through these different realities. I've talked about dimensional reality, I've talked about like the fourth, the fifth, the sixth and the third. The key thing is it's not happening outside of you, it's within you. Creation is within you, because you are a creator, and you are creation. You are a creator and you are creation. This is one of the key things that I feel like is the shift in evolution of consciousness within spiritual reality for many beings at the moment. And this is what many of the infinite guides, the collectives, the councils, the masters, the angels, are all working with us to open this up for all of us to know that, you know, there's infinite potential within the eternal moment, and we're always, this information is always coming in, but there's also the opportunity to shift, and reality is not just one consciousness, it's many consciousnesses, it's many vibrations and frequencies happening at once, at one time. And this is what makes us multi-dimensional as well, because the multi-dimensional sort of experience is knowing that we vibrate on many different levels. We don't just vibrate on one level. In the source energy, in the source consciousness and the eternal moment, there's many infinite vibrations and frequencies. And this is what these beings are bringing to us. They are bringing to us and making us aware that, you know, you are not one thing, you are infinite things, you are many things at once. And there's many vibrations and frequencies that you can access and you can align with. So there's also these many sort of like potential infinite sort of realities that can be created. There's not one reality, there's infinite realities. And this is where you start to shift beyond consciousness and you start to realize. And when I was talking about paths, you know, talk about like Diane Cooper, Tim Wilde, and there's many beings that are walking their own path, but all the paths come back to this oneness, and they're all part of the same whole. They're not separate. They're one whole experience, and each and every one of them has you know, is needed at this time as all these different realities. So it doesn't make one greater than the other. It just makes they're all part of the same whole, and they're all integrating at the same time. So many beings are walking different paths, but it doesn't make your path or anybody else's path of less value, because each of the values are, each of those paths that are being walked, and each of those vibrations coming in are needed for this time, this age. So this time and age is of the infinite possibilities, the infinite sort of vibrations and frequencies, the infinite consciousness that's available. So everybody's path is of value, and everybody's path is also connected to their soul and their soul's expression, and which is what the souls come here to do, which is to bring new vibrations, new frequencies, new vision to this reality, to this time, this age. And this is what's going on with many of us at the moment, and this is what wholeness is all about. This is what the eternal moment's about. And I keep using the word wholeness because that's what it is. It's part of the same whole. There is nothing separate. And this non-separateness, again, is what's coming in. And this is what they want to talk about. They want to talk about, stop looking at something as separate, and don't look at anything else, you know, and don't look at somebody else as what they're doing isn't what you're doing, because it's still part of the same whole. There's no separate. Nothing separate. It's all part, and it's all sort of like what's going on is what's meant to happen. So it's just having faith and understanding in what's going on for many beings, and we're all going through this at the moment. We're all going through this shift and this alignment at the moment, and many of us are going through this, and we're all going through it on like on an individual level, but a collective level. And this is what happens with, within our reality, but in their reality as well. Each being has the knowledge that there's this infinite source energy of infinite source consciousness and reality, that potential that's available to them all the time. But also you have to start consciously awaking to that within your own reality, because you are the creator and creation is you. So it all starts within you, and it starts with you. Nothing can happen without you. So it's about this sense of opening up to your own infinite potential. And when you start to do this, you start to realize there's nothing stopping you. There's nothing in your way. Everything's available to you in this eternal moment. And you start to realize that all paths are the same path. It doesn't matter. We look around at different people and different things and different, concepts and ideas, and sometimes we see them as separate from ourselves. They're not. They're all part of the same whole. And it doesn't make one greater than the other. They're all part of the same. So it's like the understanding that all is one and one is all, that we're all connected all the time, and the potential of that eternal moment of source creation is always available to each and every one of us. And all we have to do is integrate it within our consciousness, our awareness, and then we'll expand. But we'll also create a reality that's more in line with who we are and what we are. That infinite I am, or that infinite we are, which is the collective consciousness. We is the collective consciousness, and that's what we're shifting into. And the we consciousness is very much connected to the sixth dimension. I am creation and creation is me, or you are creation and you are the creator. Is connected into that sixth dimensional reality, which is coming onto the planet now. This is very much where it's coming from. The infinite dimensions realities are bringing this consciousness into this reality for many of us as beings, to start to understand there is no separation. And there's that notion of trying to get somewhere to be connected to or unified with guides, beings, spirit. You already are, because you are the same. You are them and they are you. And this is again this conscious shift that many of us are going through. And this is why I wanted to talk about past today, because this separation within our reality and within our consciousness is what keeps us limited when we are infinite. And this is the key, one of the biggest keys to the shifting of your own reality. Creation, like pure creation and consciousness, works through you, as you, and for you. Remember that. That's the real sort of like mantra. Creation work, pure creation and consciousness works through you, as you, and for you. It's not against you. It's never been against us. And the external reality is only the external reality, but that's only a mirror of what limitation and what separateness we see, when actually we're not separate. We never have been. And all we have to do is awaken to that understanding, that consciousness, and then we will create and express reality in a very different way. And this is what your soul wants you to do. Know that you have infinite potential, infinite things available to you within that eternal moment. And it's always available to us. We're never separate. We're always unified. We're always part of that oneness. And this is one of the main key things that I feel that I wanted to talk about today, and they want me to express, because I feel it's really, really important that once we understand that there's no separation, and that all paths are all part of the same whole, is all vibrations, frequencies are all part of the same reality of conscious expression and conscious creation, and they're all also connected to our infinite selves and our souls. And this is part of what we're doing. This is the integration that's happening, and this is the shift from the fifth dimension, which is heaven on earth, to the sixth dimension, which is you are creation and you are creator. And that's the big shift. And that's the insight for today. So please comment, like, share, any kind of questions or anything that's been discussed today. Please comment in the box below, and we will answer. All right, have a great day.